So a bit of an exciting day for today. We are going to be working on the van floor. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting some Aspenite strips that I'll be gluing down to the floor, and then I'm going to fill the gap in between them with foam spray, which is a wall insulation foam spray. Now I was debating between that and the foam boards. This idea kept on coming up, and I'm really curious about this idea. So I don't know if I made the right choice, but it's going to be a bit of an experiment, and we'll see how it turns out. The next step is going to be to take the floor mat that came with the van, which had a woven insulator underneath it, so between the floor and the mat there. I'm going to separate the two because I want to use this insulator. There's just one problem with it, is that the mat is about 10 inches short from the back of the van, because at the back of the van there's a strip of plastic and it's a bit curved, and that is there as a protector, I assume. Now I took that out because I need to, be able to insulate at that part. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to use some newspaper and fill out that void, put the mat down, use some duct tape to sort of fill it all out, and from there I will be able to trace out the actual layout of the back of the van, cut that out, and use that as my template. I'm going to put that on top of 1/2-inch pine plywood, and I'm going to cut that out and fit that into the van, screw that down, and bingo bango, that should be done. It sounds easy. I hope it goes smoothly like I'm thinking. I hope I don't make a mistake by using the foam. One of my fears is that it's going to be really messy. But hey, who knows? I'm going to give it a shot. It's an experiment. And if there's any issues, we'll just improvise as we go. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what you see here is I jimmy rigged a little something here so that I could cut my lats. But that bar that you see here is not very solid, and therefore it wasn't really holding my board in place and gave me some pretty crooked lats. But I did do with what I had here. And as you can see, they're pretty crooked here. And I'm using the PL 8 times stronger glue. So I'll be flipping these around and putting some weight on them to help them, because otherwise the wood, if it has a bow, it wants to curve up or something like that. And this needs about 15 minutes to start really getting hard enough where you can remove the weight, but the longer the better. So because I'm limited for weight, I'm gonna wait to do there's a few little pieces that need to be done. I'm just gonna cut them to size. Then when these are nice and hard, I'll get those done. But in the meantime, I'll get my insulation ready. Foam is pretty sticky. So what I'm gonna do here is get this cap off, and I'm gonna put this on here and commit to screwing it on so I don't half screw and then foam starts coming out everywhere. I'm also gonna make sure that the gun is fully closed, just in case. I don't want any mistakes. So turn it clockwise until it reaches the end, and you don't have to force it, just until it reaches the end. That prevents the entire gun trigger from going inwards, and also that means that the needle is fully out as much as it can go and closes that gap. I'm going to get some gloves, put on some eye protection, and we're in business. I have my safety glasses, and I'm actually gonna, don't forget, you need ventilation, lots of ventilation. So I have all the windows open in the shop, and I'm also gonna wear one of these. I don't know if it's overkill. All the people I've seen on the internet using this stuff they were not wearing this, but I'm going for longevity, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go for it. See, it didn't really work out for me there. I kind of just missed a little bit, but my other bottles I got right, so it doesn't do this every time. but this is what I'm talking about. So this is a bit of a fail there. Now to start, I'm just opening it up a half a turn, and honestly, that's the best setting. But you'll see that I turn it another half turn to show a little bit of the difference between the two. And when you take another half turn, for me, there's too much power. See how it kind of fluffs it all up like that a little bit too much? Later on, I bring it back down to a half turn only, and you have much more control. Now, this is just to show you a little bit of what one can will do. And at the same time as well, the application, how much it will, foam up and puff out, because there was a lot of waste. I could have done that entire van probably with only 3 cans instead of 4, maybe even 2.5. This is how it looks. And this is not a full cure. This is only after, the maybe 15 minutes, but a full cure is 24 to 72 hours. Now, I tried to shave it off with this tool here, but as you can see, it crumbles it all up, makes a big mess. This is this is much later. It's the next day. And I ended up having to make a tool for this. Look how much of a mess this made. There's some air pockets that I got to go back and touch up again. So this is turning out to be way longer than cutting some strips. I kind of thought it might be, but I was really curious to try it. Now I've tried it, and I'm not sure. I might regret it a little bit, and I don't think I'll ever do that again.
It's 4:18 in the morning. The birds, they're just tripping. I'm gonna see if I can pick up some of this sound. It's great. I don't know if I can see anything, but I'm gonna try to pick up some of this. They are just going wild.
Since the rubber mat pad that we see here doesn't make it all the way to the back, I'm making it with a newspaper and duct tape just to fill out. What was there before was a plastic piece that I took out. So I need something to finish the template so that when I transfer this to wood, I have the full van bottom and I can make it as tight as possible. Now I can trace it out and cut it out. It's a good idea to drill holes at every corner of your template that you've drawn out so that when you go over it, try to cut it into one piece with your jigsaw, then you don't have to pull out and cut from the outside and back in. You could do it all into one piece. At every drill hole, you could just pivot your saw. It's much easier, makes less waste as well. This is my Rebel piece. It was very difficult. You can tell it's a Rebel because I tried to pound it in and it didn't budge. Didn't want to go in. So I had to do a precision cut to get this guy in. So I just used a bit of a bush saw. It was that or cutting the rib on the side there, the support. So I went for the wood. No one will ever know. No one will ever know. Oh God. Okay, so now we're looking at the floor here, and you can see there's a huge gap because back there, that gray mat, that's like a woven mat. That's the mat that was underneath the rubber mat
that was covering the floor of the van when I first bought it. So the thing is that it didn't go all the way to the back, and I'm using it as insulation. So I'm thinking that I might be looking to see if I can get some foam to bring it back up, or I'm gonna cut some lats over here like this and fill it with the rest of the foam that I have. With a long stretchy tube, I can go to the far end and go meet up with that and make it happen. So I'm gonna make this decision right now.
So I'm gonna go with the lats, and I'll fill the space with the foam, spray foam. But I'm gonna have to be careful not to put too much spray foam, because when it expands, the pressure could be so strong that it could actually separate my floor from the lats that I've got glued there, which would be a hell of a mess to fix. So that's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so the floor is done and I'm happy with it. It's nice and solid. It looks like it's gonna be nice and warm. I might have overdone it. I might have not. I don't know. We'll find out this winter. But what I ended up doing is just adding some strips of Aspenite and to give it support at the back. And then I filled these gaps with the foam spray. Now, you'll notice the van is not here in the garage. It is in a different garage right now, getting an upgrade. So I'm putting in a bigger alternator so that when I'm charging from the alternator, not using the solar, it's not being, the one I have on right now is not being taxed out, you know what I mean, and heating up too much. So that's being put in, and also there'll be a second battery going in. So I'm actually getting the full kit. That way I have a little bit more crank power during these hard winters that I'm probably going to be part of at some point, because I'm thinking I'm going to go up north and I've got all these adventures in my mind right now. So that's being done, and that concludes this video. So thank you for watching. If you found something interesting or if something was helpful, please like and subscribe. And otherwise, we'll see you in the next video.